Our Sprint Cup, Jimmy Johnson and Matt Kenseth running first and second. Kyle Busch on the pit lane. Mike?
Yeah, he's actually been pretty happy with the race car, except for when he experiences the aero tight sensation. A 4-tire change, air pressure adjustment, Sunoco race fuel, no work on the chassis. He's away. Good stop.
So that has got to be unscheduled there for Kyle. That's pretty early, isn't it? Maybe not. More cars heading in now, Doc.
Safety changes, and I think I may have an issue with the right front. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple laps early. It would have been about 3 laps early. Right side change, left side tires.
Denny Hamlin started his day 14th. He made a stop there. He had porting on the tires the last round of stops, so don't take a look at those. Overall, pretty comfortable with the car, just working on it to get it better for the end.
That's only 40 laps or so since they pitted.
Yeah, what's happening is the cars that short pitted the last green flag run are doing that at the same cycle again, which makes it seem like a lot shorter because Jimmy Johnson stayed out so long. It's really only been about 33 laps or so since Jimmy pitted. Here's the bend.
16 is in. He said I could use a little bit more turn, but with the track freeing up, that's his crew chief telling him that. They're only going to make a minor air pressure adjustment in addition to 4 fresh tires and a full load of fuel. Mike? Martin Truex Jr. saying the car is getting a little bit loose late in the run. They were a little bit concerned about their tires because they had a problem with the right front during the test. The last stop, they made a thorough examination of the tires. We're happy to see they didn't have any issues. A 4-tire change here, the 56 is away, Doc. 27 car, Paul Menard in, loose center and exit. They stayed an air pressure in the right rear. They've been a truck car just the last time. 4 tires each way. Mike. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has said the car has felt a little bit better over the course of this run, although it has been getting more and more free as the laps wore on. You see they went to work on the chassis. A 4-tire change for Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Sunoco race fuel trying to tighten him up just a little bit.
That's only 42 laps between stops for Dale Jr., 44 for Martin Truex.
We'll see how long Jimmy decides to stay out this time. I think he stayed out a long time the last run to try to keep Matt Kenseth from leading the lap. We'll see if now, since Matt led one, that he'll maybe pit a little bit shorter.
Clint Boyer's in, Dave.
Just too loose on that run, Alan. A 4-tire stop for him as well. They'll get a left rear wedge adjustment to try to help that and get Clint back out here. Brian Paddock told me this would be a tire management race today, and Clint is very good at it. So far, no problems for him. As for Carl Edwards, still not going the right direction. His car won't turn the middle of the corner, so he needs to have a track bar adjustment. They'll go up on that, air out at the rear tires. Kevin Harvick saying he's just a little bit loose on exit, a little bit frustrated too because he says the adjustments that have been made throughout the course of the afternoon haven't really taken much effect to the race car. Gill said he'd take a little bit of a bigger stab this time around. Air pressure, 4 tires for the 29.
Johnson, Kenseth, Logano, Keselowski, not yet having pitted. Newman and Montoya has not stopped yet. And this is where you get into that crazy-looking stuff on the racetrack where the guys with fresh tires are tearing around the guys that have been the leaders for the whole race who are out there on older tires. Jimmy last pitted at lap 125. So that's 44 laps right there on that run for the 48 car. As we look down from our aerial coverage for today's race provided by Goodyear, everything we learned making tires that face the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. Here's Brad Keselowski in. Mike?
His only complaint so far, Alan, is that he isn't turning as well as he'd like to in the center. Otherwise, he says he's pretty happy with the stability on exit and with the race car, saying it's the best it's been throughout the course of the day. Team completing its work on the right side, swinging around to the left side. Sunoco race fuel being put in, up on the jack, off the jack and away for the 2-day. Ryan Newman's had an adventurous day, bounced off the wall on lap 114. Car's been mostly tight during this run, so they'll get a chassis adjustment as well as air pressure for Ryan they'll pull it up 4 tire stop. Joey Logano is in as well. His good run continues. On that run, he said he's okay when he's running by himself, but when he gets into the traffic, into the dirty air, the car is just too loose. There'll be a wedge and air pressure adjustment for Logano. It's hard to tell if he got anything done on that right rear wedge or not, but the 4 tires are now on, and they're finishing up their working lead.
A little bit slow there on Logano. Did you happen to notice in that right side box when Greg Biffle on the fresh tires came up to go by Jimmy Johnson, wrapped him right square in the back bumper down the backstretch? I haven't forgotten Martinsville. Jimmy's in, Doc.
Jimmy Johnson saying the car starting to get free into turn 3 and free off, but still a little bit snug in the middle. They've been tweaking the track bar to try to keep it from getting too tight in the middle. Again, about a half a turn right here, track bar. He is down and away.
Matt Kenseth, now the only one who hasn't pitted in this cycle as Montoya is in. And now Kenseth trying to get her load up to make that commitment cone. Sandy.
And Matt Kenseth saying he's getting just a little bit loose in the story, but all else seems to be okay. They are going to make another shot. He doesn't there is the wrench in the left side of that windshield, that rear windshield. 4 tires will go on. They'll fill them up with Sunoco fuel and see if they can help him out a bit.
That crew doing an outstanding job once again right there at that 12-second mark.
Jimmy Johnson here, start-finish line. As Matt exits the pit lane and now can begin to get back up to speed on that apron of the racetrack.
Jimmy went 50 laps on the last segment and went 40.